Hello, 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 and welcome. Well, today is my Mounjaro week 95 review or update. So this week for me was not really about the weight loss. It was about grief, dealing with grief, having some setbacks, and deciding not to quit. And I don't mean not to quit taking the GLP-1. I mean not to quit for the week. So let me explain. If you're on a GLP-1, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Wegovy, Ozempic, I just want you to know that dealing with grief is not easy, even when you're taking a GLP-1. So if you're someone who has dealt with grief or you're going through a tough situation right now, this video is for you. Let me just tell you, this past week, or the week before, a family member passed away, and it was my mom's BFF. It just kind of makes me sad because if you've been following my journey, you know that my mom passed away and her BFF, I would say with the last 4 or 5 years, got really sick and she had not been feeling well. But it was still a surprise that she passed on. And so all those emotions just came rushing back of losing my mom. And she is a reminder of my mom. She has always been. And when she was sick, it really pained me to go and see her and interact with her because it reminded me so much of my mom. So that is just a struggle I'm having. And actually, my mom's birthday is around the time of the recording of this video. December 15th is my mom's birthday. It has always been tough for me. I celebrate my mom's life. We talk about her. It's not like a sad humdrum kind of a feeling, but it is emotional. It is an emotional time. So that on top of her BFF passing just tugged at my heartstrings. And it, also it shook my daughter as well. So that made me think to myself, why am I having such a struggle with emotional eating during this time? Because last year I went back and looked at my calendar where I keep track of my weight. And last year in the month of December, I lost about 5 pounds total for the month of December. And I was amazed I even lost during that time because I had this push to, pick up my weight loss. And I knew this was going to be a month of struggle with the emotional eating. And instead of kind of focusing on that, I changed my mindset during that time and thought, not only am I going to make it through with all the celebrations and all the food and everything that's going on in the month of December for me, I'm going to excel. I have a lot of other friends and family members that have things going on in December. So birthdays, anniversaries and those sorts of things. So in addition to Christmas, it's just always been a struggle, especially with food. Thank goodness I don't drink too, because otherwise that would probably be a struggle too. But I don't have that struggle. I just have the food struggle. And I thought, what is different this year? Well, the difference is I've had the loved one pass away. And also, my dad is having some health struggles. So I think, all of that compounded on, Christmas time and all the things that go along with Christmas time, it has just been tough for me. So I'm going to tell you some things that, did not go so hot for me in spite of being on Mounjaro. So I wrote things out because I didn't want to forget. So I have been emotionally exhausted. One of the things I've been trying to do is get my dad approved for Zepbound. And he was denied Zepbound. He was denied Wegovy. So we are working on an appeal and reaching out to his sleep apnea doctor and seeing if she could help with the different route. So, I'll talk more about that in another video. This is not the video for that, but just I'm exhausted with all of that. Having brain fog, just my mind has just been filled with so many things. It's just been hard. And I'm pretty sure this low estrogen has something to do with that. And I'm working on that too, by the way. The biggest thing is I've been out of my routine, right? The routine of it all, my normal routine, just because my attention has been elsewhere. And I always say in order for me to be successful taking this GLP-1, I have to have routine, I have to have meals prepped, I have to do all the things. And you might be saying, well, you could have still did that. Well, things come up. If you get that phone call and you need to go, it's either go do what you need to do for your friend or family member or meal prep. And I couldn't do both. So, I am going to go with the friend and family in need, and then I'll circle back around to do the meal prep. So that just tells me I have to, if I'm eating out, make smarter choices. If I don't have food prepared, I'm going to have to make smarter choices. That's what, ultimately I tried to do. It's just tough. Grief is just tough, and everyone handles grief in a different way. And so I've really been trying to also be a support for my daughter, who's 8, who, this is, I think, one of the, closest people to her that she's known to pass on. So yeah, I've been really, trying to be a support for her. And again, people grieve differently. It shows up differently. So I've just kind of had to be there for her, just listening to her talk, even if it's not about this, because that might be how she's expressing her grief. So that's, basically what I was dealing with, what I'm still dealing with. The funeral hasn't happened. The funeral is coming into the next weekend here. And so it'll be interesting to see how I deal with all of that, because since my mom's passing, I'm not really a person who attends funerals, unless it's somebody super close to me. I don't go. If I do, I pay my respects at visiting hours, but I don't ever really go to the funeral. So yeah, so it'll be interesting because I will be at the funeral this weekend. So, God's got me. I'm just going to say some prayers, and, I'm going to be strong for my daughter, and we will get through it. We will, and my cousin too. My cousin, shout out to her, love her. We will get through it. I think someone watching this may say, you're taking Mounjaro. You should be locked in. You shouldn't have emotional eating. You shouldn't have struggles. Well, guess what? You do. You still do. If you are someone that has not had any emotional struggles or eating since you've been taking a GLP-1, I wish it were me. I'm just going to be honest. That has not been my story really from day one. Now, has it taken my food noise and all of that? But one of the things I have noticed though over time, when those emotional struggles come up for me, my mind kind of want to do what it always has done, and that's eat some kind of comfort food. Now, I can't eat a whole lot of it, but I can derail. I can eat, I'm not overeating the food, but I am eating high caloric foods or fried foods or nibbling on snacks and things like that, or just indulging when I normally wouldn't do that. And it only happens during those emotional kind of periods for me. And more sad, but even some happier ones I've noticed too, because I've always been an emotional eater, and I can overeat the GLP-1. I can. I wonder, I'm on 12.5 milligrams. I really haven't had very many side effects other than constipation here and there. Nothing severe at all. If I take some Mago 7, I'm good. Since I've been on 12.5 milligrams, I haven't had to do that. So that's been even better. I've had some back pain, but after I take the injection the first couple days, that's just been consistent throughout. But it's not like a pain where I would even need to take a med. It's just like a little discomfort. So I've had that going on. I know I have arthritis in my back, so I don't know how that plays into it. I often say to myself, because I can overeat the med, should I be going up on a dose? And I think it's normal to feel hunger. It's normal to feel emotions. Because just think about it. If I went up on 15 milligrams, because I'm on 12.5 milligrams, I feel like in a way I'd be diluting the emotions of it all. And maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm thinking, different here, or thinking too much about this. Been known to do that. But for me, I just think I'm good where I'm at, and I'm just learning how to work through my emotions, my feelings, and deal with things. So I told you all that to say, I had an exercise goal. I didn't meet that this week. I didn't meet my meal prep goals. So those things are the major things for me that help me be successful. I didn't meet those. One of the things I did do, I was doing a lot of intermittent fasting, and it really not purposefully. I was just doing so many things, and then before I knew it, I didn't eat till like 4 or 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. And that happened a couple of times this week, and that wasn't purposeful. So I would attribute any success I had this week to that, because I wasn't counting calories and trying to figure all that out. And I don't even know that this next week I'm going to be doing that. I am going to get back on track though, but I don't know if I'm going to get back on track before this funeral. But the good thing about the GLP-1 is you can't, you can stray, but it doesn't let you stray, or either for me, I'll speak for myself, all the way off, right? And so with that said, let's get to my weight loss. So last week when I weighed in, I was at 225 pounds on the dot. This week I weigh 224.4. Jeez Louise. So I'm down 0.6, and that's okay. That's okay. Not a whole pound, but I'll take it. I'll take it. And honestly, I'm going to tell you, I thought my body was going to hold on to as much weight as it could because I wasn't doing my normal due diligence with all the things, which is the meal prep, exercise, counting those calories, making sure, I'm drinking water. I was drinking a lot of electrolytes this week too, because I found myself going to the restroom a lot, and I'm thinking, I need to replenish some things here. So that's what I did. I focused in on those electrolytes and, drinking, because I really wasn't doing a whole lot of eating. And so at points, right, I think I kind of balanced it out and made up for it because I was eating out too, grabbing something here and there as I'm on the go. I'm going to give myself grace these next 2 weeks. Am I allowing myself to go, balls to the wall? I love to say that. No, I'm not. But I am going to say, I'm just going to give myself grace. I'm not going to stress out. I want to be 100 pounds down before 2025. I don't know that that's going to happen. And you know what? I'm truly okay with that. I'm truly okay with that because I have to go at my pace. I have to do what's right for me. And, I'm feeling good that I didn't quit. I did not quit. Normally if this would have happened to me before the GLP-1, I would have said, I messed up. I'm not meal prepped. I'm not exercising. I'm not doing all the things. So I'll start in January. I'm not doing that. So this is a win for me, the fact that I didn't quit. So these are some of the things I did do to show up for myself. I drank my water. Remember I told you I put those electrolytes in there and I just had at it. I drank the water. I got my sleep in. I mean, even though, all those other things were going on, I took my buns to bed. I'm going to give myself kudos for that because I've been really working on that. I did prioritize protein when I was eating, so I did do that. I still moved. I didn't exercise, do my routine of things. I just moved around the house a little bit more. I got up and got my buns moving. I danced. I parked farther because I knew I wasn't getting my routine in. So I did not quit, and I love that for myself. I give myself credit. That's going to make me feel good for the rest of this week into next week. And, I'm just going to take that don't quit spirit. Just don't quit, right? Isn't that what I say? Slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit. I'm taking that spirit into next week. So I don't know what's going to happen next week, but I'm just going to tell you, we've got this. We've got this. It's consistency. It's not perfection. It's progress. It's not perfection. Those are the things that I am aiming for. So I hope if you're on a GLP-1 and you've been having a hard struggle, you've had grief going on, you've had some hard times. I've gotten some messages from different people where they've told me that they've done a little bit of binging or eating too much. I'm going to tell you what I tell myself. Give yourself grace and pick yourself back up the next time you put something in your mouth. It's really as simple as that. Just do better the next time. That's all we can do. And if you don't do better that next time, give yourself grace for that too. I think that we have to be gentle with ourselves just like we are with everybody else. We can be our own worst critics. I'm going to tell you what I would tell my daughter. Give yourself grace, pick yourself up. What did Aaliyah say? Dust yourself off, pick yourself up, and try again. I love the song. So with that said, I'm going to tell you success is not always measured with that scale. It is not. Sometimes it's measured with just being resilient and just not quitting. So I'm going to give myself credit for that this week, that I didn't quit. So if you can relate to anything that I said, drop 2 red hearts in the comment section for me. Drop a white heart too. Why not, right? 2 reds and a white. And let me know, have you had some grief that you're dealing with or some tough situations you're struggling with on the GLP-1, and how are you handling it? How did you handle it? So I will just like to say thank you for watching. Like and share the video. Subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed. Join me live. Now, usually I am live 3 times a week. I am live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. I'm live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Both times are Eastern. And I'm live on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern currently. So come and interact with me live. We would love to have you. The Diva family is awesome. We would love to have you join the lives. Another thing you want to do is check out my stand store. If you go to the description, my stand store link is in the description. I have some free guides and tools and things to help you with your GLP-1 journey. So go and check out the stand store. And I want you to just take great care of yourself. Take great care of yourself, because if you're not taking care of yourself, guess what? We can't take care of anybody else. And remember, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.